Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, joined by letting agent guru Kate Gregory. Thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me, Chris.
Pleasure. Do you think that letting agents are the poor man of estate agency?
Yes, I do. And unfortunately, although I do think that the tide is now turning, I love the resilience of this particular part of the industry over the years. I mean, we've just been through another recession. We've had them in the 80s, the 90s, the noughties.
Yeah, because every estate agent jumped on the letting agent bandwagon in 08, 09, and it basically saved their estate agency.
Absolutely, and it's happened time and time again, and yet I don't think the focus is necessarily in the right place. Having said that, I do think the last couple of years people are now picking their head up above the parapet and looking around. There's a lot of estate agents who make a lot of money through estate agency, and don't get me wrong, I was a sales agent for many, many years. However, the consistent potential of a lettings book and the letting side of the business is enormous.
Do you think because the last 2 years estate agency's been like printing money, proverbially, that a lot of estate agents have taken their eye off the ball of the letting agency and not investing in it?
I think you're absolutely right. And although it has been, you've got to look at the long game. I mean, even during the lockdown, there was a point in time where no transaction could take place, whereas people were still in properties, still paying their rent, and letting agents were still taking their management fee and making money. So yes, although with blinkers on, you say this, and the market has been incredible, the inconsistency is so up and down. Also, when you're looking at a business, perhaps even to sell or to refinance on, the main thing that you've got is that lettings book. So it's really, really important as a commodity for future-proofing your business.
Do you think that there's going to be more consolidation in the industry about other letting agents buying other books and plugging them in?
I think there absolutely is, but I think that they've got to see the value in that. I think that a lot of agents that we work with Agent Rainmaker, you absolutely can, because we're sort of, trebling and quadrupling people's turnover using these strategies with lettings. But unless you can see the value in that, you're not going to actively go out and look for that, are you?
What mistakes do agents make when they do bring an acquisition in?
I think it terrifies people at first. I think that, again, this whole service part of the industry where you're saying yes, yes, yes to everyone. You don't want all the landlords to run away. Oh my gosh. But when you actually start looking at the time you're spending on things versus the money you're getting, there's a lot of agents that are actually almost paying to keep their letting agency alive, which is not it's obviously not the purpose of running a business.
I was talking more about the mistakes when they bring the book in.
Well, there's a lot. You've got to do your due diligence. That's obviously really, really important. You've got to have great communication. You've got to make sure that the systems and processes and the staff and the offices are ready to take in a big influx like that. I mean, you can double or triple your business overnight. Are you ready for that internally? If not, it's not going to work well.
Where do you see the market going if, we're in the summer of 2022, we don't know where the housing market's going, but if, let's just say she does drift off slightly, is lettings going to become the king or the queen of the business? Is it going to come back and be the mainstay?
I think it always has been. I think you just need to look at that. I think what we're not very good with a lettings agency is actually shouting about success and what's going on. I think the money is there. I think we need to be charging our worth. I think we need to be looking at that. But I think that if you look at the consistency of lettings, it's always been there. It's just that we shout about the housing market going up and down with inflation and all things sexy, like that. Chris, how dare you?
No. But
of course it is.
Well, we know it is, but it's like a baseline income coming in. There's not many businesses that damn well when you open up, you're going to be 20 grand, 30 grand, whatever your income is.
But what's not sexy about a regular recurring income that's stable and, is keeping the business ticking over? I think that's really where the focus needs to be.
So how, I said at the start that the lettings agency part of businesses are the poor man. What do they need to do to shout about it?
I think people need to see the opportunity that's there. I think gone are the days where it's just, lettings and management, and that's what that portfolio does, and all they're doing is taking some rents in every month and taking a small percentage off. Because if you see it like that, it's not sexy and it isn't going to change your world. But there are so many different opportunities there. Looking at the existing portfolio, squeezing the juice, as we say at Agent Rainmaker.
Yes, you're very good at that, aren't you?
Squeezing the juice, yeah. Adding additional services. As you say, there's so much money to be made with acquisitions at the moment.
Okay, acquisitions. What else do letting departments need to be doing to squeeze that juice? Are we talking like, being an acquisitions of finding properties for landlords and refurbing them up and HMOs and stuff like that? Is this?
There's so much of that, but I think it's also looking at just the existing book and seeing what fees are we charging? Are we actually making the money that we should be doing? Are we bundling products together? So, inspections or staging services or marketing services. We're doing portfolio reviews, buy-to-let services, sourcing and refurbishment, as you say. There's a huge amount of money in there.
Is this stuff that you can charge for then?
Of course. Charge for everything, and people are paying it. If you're offering a good quality service, it's going to mean someone's going to get something out of it, and it's what their wants and needs are. Of course they will pay for it.
Really?
Yes.
Sure.
Definitely.
So you're saying, what do you think a good letting agent should be charging on management? 10, 12?
I mean, this is very different. You've got to do is on an individual basis work out what your cost per hour is. You've got to work out the money that you want to make, the profit margin you want, and then work it back from there.
Okay, so let's just say you do that. How do you get, let's just say for argument's sake, you must come across letting agents who are charging, let's take it away from London because that's a different marketplace. But if you're charging 8 or 9%, that seems to me a bit cheap. How do you get someone up from 8 to say 12?
So again, it's through education, through talking to them. I think that the problem is if with any other company in the world, so your TV provider or your phone provider, you get letters all the time with an increase every 6 months, every 12 months, that kind of thing. As letting agents, unfortunately, we've not done that. We've sort of sat there, we've come in, we've opened up our business, we've looked left and right, we've seen what people are charging, we've plonked ourselves in the middle, and we've just sat there while piles and piles of new legislation and new ways of operating and new things have come in. We've never actually moved forward with that. So I think it's just educating our landlords and our clients about what is actually happening now. Do you know all of the things that we're doing? This, we have to do this, we have to do this because of this, and that's a great word for it, is because of, we are now finding in a position where we will need to be charging you for this. And honestly, with agents, time and time again, there's the fear, which I can see in your eyes right now, oh my God, everyone's going to leave, they're never going to pay. But so honestly, time and time again, people are actually saying that their landlords are ringing them up and saying, thank you, we're grateful for that, we expected that, we understand, and we thank you for what you're doing.
It is educate first, then say we'll have to charge you more. Mm-hmm. It's as simple as that.
Absolutely.
Well, we'll just, boys and girls, I have loads of my clients who've been through Kate's and Sally's course, and they've done this, followed this method, and it does work. But don't tell them anything. We'll put this. Anything else to add?
I think that fear is stopping people from running those businesses, and lettings, there is a huge opportunity. And I think that if you just change your focus slightly and look at that place, it's a pot of gold.
Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.